to get off to a strong start, didn't they? And the second half performance was particularly impressive, wasn't it?
Well, the competition in the Premier League this season is such that you can't really slip up. You can't slip up so early, and especially against a team that you expected to beat. They've just been promoted themselves. So, yeah, you can't give any ground on the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, who played tomorrow. So Liverpool already would be feeling like we've got to answer, you know, the other teams that have won. We've seen over the last few seasons, you know, when you're right at the top, very, very few mistakes you can make. So Liverpool have made no mistakes. Professional performance today, and it's a long way back from Norwich, but they'll be the travel won't seem as long getting back home now after a 3-0 win.
Absolutely. And what will the dressing room be like now, do you think, Tim? I know it was Norwich and they were expected to beat them, but still, given what they went through last season, this was really important for them.
Well, it's not easy when you're playing a promoted side. You know, the euphoria of the fans being back in the Premier League, they were up for it. Certainly for the first half, it was a 50-50 game. But the class just showed in the end they're too good. They were too good. If you're professional and you do your jobs right and you don't give the opposition any leg ups and you don't give any encouragement to that raucous fan base, then you'll get the job done with better players. And when you've got the firepower that Liverpool possess, you're always going to win football matches if you're organised in behind. And with Virgil van Dijk back there now, Alisson in goal, I think you've got that spine, that solid spine, so you can mix your players, rotate your players in front. But when you carry in that sort of goal threat, you will win football matches more often than not.
Speaking of goal threat, let's look at the second half goals. Firmino came off the bench and scored, and it was important for him to score, I felt, today.
Yeah, I think from Liverpool's point of view, when you're thinking, right, we've got to improve from last season, what are the areas we can improve on? Well, they've got players coming back, but they also need the likes of Mane and Firmino to play as well as they have done in previous seasons, not necessarily last year. So it was great for him to come on, get a goal early on. We just want to highlight this as well. Mo Salah making a real sprint. That makes the defender there run back and sprint back. And what that does is give a huge space for Sadio Mane to work in. If Mo Salah hadn't have made that run, then Sané wouldn't have had that space. But then he's really unselfish. And he was like that actually later on in the game as well. A good unselfish performance today from Mo Salah.
Great team goal, that. The way Mo's he's creating the space for Sadio Mane. He takes Gibson back. He's then when he receives the ball, he's centre of the goal. He's got 10 yards of space. Then they're in disarray. Hanley has to come across, and Mo Salah quite unselfishly just puts it on the plate for Firmino.
And it was nice to see the traditional front three back operating how we know that they can.
Yeah, well, Jota's come in and obviously wants to stake a claim in that.
Probably a good thing, though, right?
It is, yeah, it is. And we've seen Jurgen Klopp play with 4 before as well last season. But what we're used to, I guess, is that, you know, dynamic threesome that we've just witnessed finish the game. You know, with Firmino just dropping in and with the 2 wider players, Salah and Mane just running in behind. It's just what we've got used to over the last few years. And it's great to see them all playing well, a couple of them scoring. Of course, Jota scoring as well. So it's nice to get your strikers off and running early on as well. At the end of the day, you always want players to score from all over the pitch, but your strikers are going to be the ones that score the majority of the goals. So getting them confident early doors is quite essential.
Well, let's have a look at Mo Salah.